Alright guys, welcome back to Thrill Me Thursdays. This week it is top 5 straight-to-video horror. So I'm really excited for this one. Again, Drew from Hey Isn't That Devon Graham does so many great choices every week, and I really like this one as well, where it's top 5 direct-to-video. And I have not honestly seen enough direct-to-video horror. It's weird because I've seen a lot of theatrical horror, but not a lot of direct-to-video horror. But I've got a top 5 list, and spoiler alert, they are all killer toy movies or killer doll movies. It's weird that those are the only ones that I really enjoyed. So, without further ado, let's start out. My number 5 would be Pinocchio's Revenge. And this one I haven't watched in a long time, but I remember this one being really seriously entertaining in a way where I do want to watch it again. I need to find it on DVD and rewatch it because I did enjoy it and how ridiculous it is. It was fun and how silly it was. And I really thought that it to me was kind of just like one of those direct-to-video movies that I thought had a little more credit, where credit is due with like just what they did in the movie. I thought it looked kind of theatrical, so I appreciate that. So Pinocchio's Revenge I thought was fun. Number 4 would be Pin from 1988. About this kid who has this anatomy doll named Pin, and it's one of those movies where like people are getting killed and you can't tell if it's the guy or if it's the doll. Like I really like this one a lot. This one again, being a direct-to-video movie, felt very theatrical, and it really works in a lot of ways with how creepy it is. With that creepy doll, the way it just speaks without moving its mouth, it's just sitting there and the voice is coming out, but there's no movement of anything, and it's like it's alive, but you don't know if it's truly alive, or you don't know if the kid is crazy. And I really think that they do that a lot in these doll movies, but I thought that they did it really well in this one. Number 3 would be Puppet Master 3, and this one is a really awesome one. I really like the Puppet Master movies. There are a couple that I don't like, but I really like the franchise overall, and I think that Puppet Master 3, Toulon's Revenge, is a really cool sequel because it is a prequel to the first two, and it's the one you actually care the most in terms of like the characters. You care more for Toulon in this movie than you did in the other movies, even though he's cool in the other ones. Guy Ralph's great in all of them, but in this one, you get the whole backstory with him, the whole backstory with the puppets, why he's killing Nazis because they killed his wife, and I think that it's very cool, and I think it's a very cool revenge movie, and I think it works really good, and I think for a direct-to-video movie, it looks just like the other Puppet Master movies, so I like that it doesn't have any, like, demotion in terms of how it feels, so I do like that as well. Number 2 would be Cult of Chucky, and Cult of Chucky is one of those movies that Don Mancini, who did all the other Chucky movies, I love all his movies, even Seed of Chucky, he did a great thing with Curse of Chucky, where it was this direct-to-video movie that feels so theatrical. And this one, while not feeling as theatrical as Curse of Chucky did, it still retains a lot of theatricalness. It just doesn't feel like it overall. Feels like there's a little less of a budget this time than Curse. Or maybe he just used the benefits more better. Because this one has a lot more effects than Curse does, I think. More like CGI. But still, regardless, I think this is a great sequel, and I really love everything that they do in this movie with Chucky, with Nika, and Andy, and I really like this overall overarching thing with these characters. And the gore in this is really awesome. It's some of the best gore in the franchise. Really love Cult of Chucky. And then number 1 is Curse of Chucky. And Curse of Chucky, again, we're just doing 2 Chucky movies in a row, but Curse of Chucky is one of my favorite Chucky movies. I love Curse of Chucky, I love Bride of Chucky, and Child's Play 2, and those are my favorites. And it's hard to choose between those 3 in particular whenever I rank the franchise. But Curse of Chucky, to me, is so well done. This is fantastic. It is one of my favorite horror movies, and I know people are going to be like, oh, there's things about it they don't like. Well, I love everything about this movie. I love the fact that this is a mystery movie, even though you know Chucky's alive. But I love the fact that this brings the whole franchise full circle with the backstory between Nika and Chucky, which is fantastically done. The backstory is actually really tragic and effective, and for a horror movie, that's like this, there's drama and legit great acting in this movie, and it really surprises me in how well done it is. And the gore in this is fantastic, and the creepiness and the atmosphere in this is some of the best in the whole franchise. It feels kind of like a giallo film, and also like a Woman in Peril movie, where like she it's just one location basically throughout the whole movie, where they're just in this creepy ass house, and it works so well. It's one of my favorite horror movies, and it's easily my favorite direct-to-video movie. It's got the most credit where credit is due in terms of, like, how it looks, how it feels, like, really incredibly theatrical. Like, if I watched this on a big screen, I would have immediately known that this would be fit for the big screen. Like, it's not one of those direct-to-video movies that isn't like that. It looks incredible. It's got incredible atmosphere, great gore, great story, and I really think that this is one of the best Chucky movies, so this is one of my absolute favorites, and that is why it is my number one. And that is my ranking on the top 5 straight-to-video horror. Tell me down below what you guys would put. I know I probably missed some. There's some I probably just didn't even think about, because there's a lot of them. I think I've seen more, but I just can't remember every one of them on top of my head. But it suddenly went to all doll movies, all direct-to-video doll movies. But that's my ranking, and tell me down below what you got, how you guys would do a ranking, and thank you guys so much for watching.